When I was in year 12 in high school, the final year of high school, uh, I wasn't a very good student. I don't think I was a dumb kid. I just didn't have the vision. I didn't have the motivation. I wasn't inspired by any of my teachers. My teachers were good people. They taught the classes they taught. But for me, I was just when I look back now, it's fair to say that I was a lost kid. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I don't know how many kids of that age have a vision of what they want to accomplish in life. I certainly didn't know anything. I grew up basically in the Fast and the Furious era. So all I wanted to be is a mechanic and shift through 55 gears in a car, endless freaking gearing as the movies have depicted. If that failed, NBA. In fact, NBA was my first kind of dream. I was all about sports. I wanted to be playing for Yugoslavia when I was a kid. And then later on, I developed into a basketball player, so I wanted to play basketball. And then these movies came out, and I was like, that's really cool. I want to be a mechanic. I want to fix cars. I want to, work on these machines. So that kind of summarizes my, childhood mind. That's what I wanted to do. When year 10, 11, and 12 came and I had to kind of pick a stream of education, I said to Dad, look, I want to be a mechanic. And he said, mate, I've spent a lot of years being a mechanic. I'm not going to allow you to do that. I don't want you to snap your spine over a car. I don't want you to be working on a car at 0 degrees, those cold mornings. We came to Australia to give you a better life. Get yourself an education, do something. And so that's what I did. I picked classes to kind of leave my options open. I don't know, whatever that means. And year 12 came around, the final year of high school. This is where your grades are kind of tallied up and you take those grades and you go to university. And if you got good enough grades, you can get into some of these courses. During year 12, I couldn't give a shit. I just couldn't give a shit. I was in a spiritual conflict. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Those two things, cars and NBA, and you throw in, girls, it was basically a recipe for not much studying and not much caring. The one thing that I did do is I worked pretty hard, but not in academics. Academia wasn't something that I cared about. I couldn't give a shit where X was or what X was in algebra. What the hell is this, man? This arbitrary crap. How is this going to help me? Those are some of the thoughts that I had. I did care about modern history. I remember modern history was a subject that I had. It was really cool to learn about World War II and topics of that nature. And that was me, basically. I was the kid that basically from the year 9, year 8, I used to catch a couple of buses to school, and I carried my basketball with me. I was that kid. I would dribble the ball through my legs every step from the bus stop all the way to school. That was me. People used to tease me. They're like, what the hell are you doing with this basketball? I'm like, just practicing my handles, man. There's nothing better than having the ball in your hand 24/7. Now that I think about it, it's kind of like squatting every day. I believed in that frequency. I believed in just having the ball in my hand 24/7. It's a skill. Practice is a damn skill. It's a touch thing, right? How do you practice touch? Touch it. Touch the damn ball, man. Just don't stop touching it. Just freaking play with it the whole time. And that's what I did. I couldn't care less. From a very young age, I now that I look back at it, now that I'm 32 years old, looking at a 16-year-old Ivan, I look back and I've always kind of been the same. Although I've kind of come out of my shell a little bit more now in terms of not giving a crap what people think. But people used to tease me, like, oh, you're going to be a basketball player, are you? I'm like, oh, how'd you figure that out? It's not a footy. But anyway, that was me in year 12. So I don't remember too many things in terms of like specific events in my high school. I just remember carrying that damn basketball and playing basketball at lunch and recess and trying to be the best player on the park and on the court, and that was it. I do remember one time we had I don't know what the thing was called. So you have the 5 subjects, and then you have like occasional time slots within the timetable of a day where you have like a free lesson and you're supposed to go to a library and catch up on studies. Well, I basically caught up on my free throws. That's what I did during that time. So off I went, top, threw my legs all the way to the court, shooting my free throws, on the court. Did that every single time. I had plenty of work to do. I had plenty of study to come. There was exams coming, final year exams, and here I was practicing my free throws. teacher comes out, one of the coordinators for the year, and she basically comes over to me and she says, Ivan, I'm not going to tell you not to do this, but you're making big mistakes here. You're not trying. You have potential, but if you go along this path, something to this extent, paraphrasing here a lot, it's been that many years, she said, you're not going to amount to anything in life. And she said, if you continue like this, you're going to be a rubbish truck driver. I remember the emotions that I felt back then. I don't remember the exact words. That's kind of how memories work. How you feel gets kind of etched into your memory, etched into your brain. But yeah, I remember the facial expression, and I remember her kind of like dismissing me like I'm nothing. Fair to say that there was a volcano erupting inside me, and I wanted to jump on her head and stomp her. I was very, very angry, and I felt like a piece of shit. She didn't know that there was a fire within me. She didn't know that there was a lot of energy within me. I just needed direction. And that direction is not directed by telling somebody they're a piece of shit. I think if you're lucky enough to bump into good teachers, good minds, wide thinkers at a young age, they can direct you. But people like her, who, I don't know what her method of direction was. Maybe in a lot of circumstances that works, but for me it didn't work. It further basically made me want to shoot 1,000 more free throws. I said, no, I'll show you, man. I'll be the best free throw shooter in the damn world. And I'll go to the freaking NBA and shoot him in the Game 7 of the NBA Finals. That was kind of my reaction. I passed year 12. I passed year 12 with minimal, basically, effort. In Australia, we get a score out of 100. It's called a TER. I think it's called something else now, but it's something to that extent. I got a 58 or 59 out of 100. So just barely passed. Now that score is very, very low. But I was lucky enough to get into nursing somehow. In nursing, first year I was kind of figuring out what was going on. Second and third year I did quite well. When you get experience to death, dying, palliation, oncology, people who are very unfortunate in life, that shit inspired me, man. That shit grew me. That really opened my eyes to what life was. It was those experiences in nursing that gave me a direction. Yes, this wasn't a mechanic. I wasn't chucking twin turbos in a freaking 2JZ Supra. I wasn't working on an SR20 or an RB26. I wasn't working on a big block. I wasn't doing anything like that, and I wasn't shooting free throws in the Game 7. But I was helping people, and that was making me feel good. And so that was the third thing that came into my life, nursing. Initially, I wasn't kind of proud to say I was a nurse because it was a female job. But over time, as I kind of grew into a man, I realized that this was very special. This was very, very special. I know too many people do it. And, there was some people that would kind of tease me, are you gay or something? Well, why are you doing this? Whatever, these type of things. They were kind of hurtful. They were hurtful, to be told these type of things. Now I don't really care. I honestly don't care what people think. The thank yous that I get at work, the experiences that I have, the colleagues that I have at work, those are the things that I cherish. And so nursing became that mechanics, that MBA thing for a time. Now it's not a huge passion. It's not something that I wake up and I'm like, I cannot wait to stab somebody with a freaking needle, give them a vaccine. I don't get hard on that, man. But it's good work and it fills my soul. And when I go home from work, I feel like I've made a difference and I feel good about myself. It's not just a few bucks in my pocket. It's not about that. And then weightlifting comes around, and this fire that I had at the free throw line at high school at lunchtime, and that during that empty class session, I began to tap into that. When my basketball career became, when it ended, I started looking far and wide to kind of do this. Nursing didn't do that. It didn't require that fire within me. It just basically made me comfortable that I found something that's meaningful to me, but it didn't tap into that real fire within me. And then the barbell thing came, and I thought, well, shit, this is freaking addictive. This is really addictive. There is no hierarchy here. There is no manager here. There is no general manager here. There is no daddy or mummy making my opponent get a position ahead of me. It was nothing like that. It's you and the freaking barbell. It doesn't care about race, sexuality, freaking how old you are, nothing. You lift that shit or you don't. That's it. It's not racist. It's not sexist. It doesn't give a shit. My Lord, did I find that refreshing. There is no TER score out of 100. There is no money. There is no, I'll talk to my friend over here and he'll hook me up. Nah, man. It does not give a shit. If you want to climb the ranks in this game, it's you and the bar. That's it. That is so damn refreshing to me, man. It was so damn refreshing. It was clarity. It was just me and the thing I need to do. In the world of sports, there's scouting. There's all these different techniques that clubs, programs around the world find talent. And so we rely on these people, right? And these people can't see billions of people around the world, so they rely on other people. Stats, other people, some more other people. So eventually it comes to a point where you need somebody with power in your circle, whether it be a coach, a manager, a local club manager or something, to say to somebody above them, hey, I got this kid Ivan, man. He's got fire within him. He needs a bit of coaching. This kid will do a 2,000 shots freaking session for you. He'll run 50 suicides. He'll die on the damn court. He just needs direction and opportunity. I need somebody like that within a local club to say that for me. No one said that. No one said that. I remember clearly times where I had really good moments in my career, where I had opportunities, and I would score lots of points and play really, really well. The freaking next game I'm benched with no explanation why, with no explanation what happened. And so you have 3, 4, 5 of these type of incidences when you're like a 18, 19-year-old kid trying to break into it. Your spirit gets crushed because it doesn't really matter. As soon as the other guy comes back from injury, you get put back. And you know, sports is all about confidence, especially at that age. Like I wasn't a super confident kid back then. I was confident, but you know, I was fragile, if you will, on the basketball court. I always wanted to please the coach. Whereas now I think to myself, man, I should go back and freaking, if I had my brain, I'd be like, man, give me the freaking ball, man. Every time I go on the court, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to play my game because I'm not going to fit into your box. I'm wide open in the freaking perimeter. And now I watch the damn NBA, man. As soon as you're open, you launch it. Back then, you swing. You're wide open on the 45, 3. You're wide freaking open. The coach wants you to hit another pass because that's what the plan is. So you skip it one more time and the guy that's catching it from you is covered. And so then here we go again, run another set. What a waste of freaking time. And all I really wanted to do is jack that shit up because I'm open. But I know I'm not going to do that because I don't want to get benched. And so blah, 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 blah. All these type of things. That fire I've had for a very, very long time. And that teacher that said those things to me, probably didn't understand what she was trying to do. She probably had good intentions to kind of get me to drop that ball and go inside and think about that truck driver job and not want to do it. Now that I'm 32 years old and I've got friends who have dropped out of high school at year 10, year 11. I've got friends who finished year 12 better than me and then decided to pick up a trade. Plumbers, electricians, truck drivers, you name it. You know, these type of jobs. They're in a better position financially than me. That doesn't mean they're dumb people. Academia, what is academia? A piece of paper to say that you jump through some hoops, you know some things. I'm not saying that academia hasn't taught me anything. It's taught me a lot. It's taught me a way of thinking. But that way of thinking is not the only way of thinking. Just because you don't have a degree doesn't mean you are dumb. Okay? I've met a lot of people in my personal life who are very clever, but they have no paper to show for it. I know people who have made very good careers. They've bought Lamborghinis off of their damn decisions to be a truck driver. Millionaires. Is that person a dumb person? That person is a hard-working business person. So I'm a nurse here, a clinical nurse in ED, a senior nurse. Am I better than this guy? How do you measure success? So for that teacher that said to me, Ivan, you're going to be trash. You're going to be driving trash around because you're not focusing on year 12. Mate, what blunt are you smoking on, man? Success is not measured in which degree you go to the freaking university, which degree you get. That's not success, man. Success is measured by many damn things. And when I look around the world and I see the billionaires who are freaking doing amazing things, half of those blokes haven't even finished freaking high school, university, or whatever the case might be. Bill Gates is the first name that pops into my mind. The dude was clever. He was obviously he's a very, very smart individual. He didn't need a facility like a university to tell him how to think. Man, we live in an information age. Right now, you can pick up a freaking Physics 101 textbook, a year one university textbook, and read that shit from cover to cover. Study it, do all the damn exercises. You can do the same thing for chemistry, biology, maths. You can self-teach everything. And at the end of the day, in 10 years' time, you freaking studied everything and you don't have a paper to show for it. Are you a dumb person? You can go on and freaking make an app and make trillions of dollars from that app without a single freaking degree on your resume. What does that mean? Jack shit. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.